Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this another session of our Monday and Friday meetings. We are very glad and happy to see how this community is growing and people are making right choices and they are taking the right health goals for them, right? And we are very excited today because as usual, आज हम हेल्थ के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं और आज एक ऐसे टॉपिक के बारे में बात करेंगे which is going to surprise all of us. Which is what is glycemic index and glycemic load. आज हम carbohydrates के बारे में बात करेंगे कि is carbs good or bad? You know, the best part about this sessions and this whole community is it is helping people to make the right choices. It is helping people to get the core understanding about what is health all about. Today on a lighter note, I was having a conversation with my friend एंड हेल्थ को लेके हमारी ऐसी ही बात हो रही थी और मैंने उसको एक ही सवाल पूछा कि imagine 10 years ago 2014 what was your health awareness level. Today we are sitting in 2024 and 10 years later it will be 2034. So imagine करिए, don't you think it is a good idea that आज अगर हम इस सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर हेल्थ पे इन्वेस्ट करेंगे so we can have the right health span along with our lifespan. So we are very fortunate, because we have Farokh Tarapur. Farokh has been into sports. He doesn't need any introduction by now, but still, जो नए हैं उनके लिए, he has represented so many Asian Games, World Championship, and all those stuff. He has represented India for almost last 40 years in the sailing. Now, मैं आपको ये क्यों बता रहा हूँ? बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि in today's era of this social media and Google and everything, there is a lot of information available all across us. But the challenge is not what is the right info. The challenge is not about the information. The challenge is about picking up the right information. And we are very fortunate because Farooq has spent a lot of years in understanding health. और तब हेल्थ के बारे में वो बात करते थे जबकि इंडिया में इतना ज्यादा अवेयरनेस भी नहीं था हेल्थ के लिए. एंड यू विल बी सरप्राइज टू नो हिज बायोलॉजिकल एज एंड अदर फैक्टर्स. So not taking much of the time, and then we'll not taking much of the time from our mentor. So just listen very carefully what Farooq has to say, and then we'll listen to the main presenter for this eve. So over to you, Farooq.
Thank you, Raj, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Friday session. Today we are going to be talking on a very exciting subject. And while we are talking about carbs, in this community, we have always been talking about two things, basically, we have been focused on. One is on nutrition, and the other part is on exercise. And we have always been talking about 4 kilometers under 40 minutes, 4 kilometers, 3 kilometers under 30 minutes. Now, if you really take that, translate that 4 kilometers under 40 minutes, it translates to basically 1 kilometer in 10 minutes, right? And it translates to 100 meters in 1 minute. And that translates to 1.6 meter in 1 second. All right. And today, when I was, going through some information, and I found this research, which has been done on gait speed. And I was so, actually thrilled and excited that we have always been talking and promoting this 1.66 ka figure, that 100 meters in 1 minute, which translates to 1.66 meters per second. And when I saw this research, they were talking about, people who are capable of doing 1.6 meters, the gait speed. Gait speed is something that is measured, on a flat level for 3 to 10 meters. And that actually determines the median age that a person is going to survive. I'm going to just share a little, my screen over here. And can somebody give me a thumbs up that you can see my screen?
We can see Farooq.
Yeah, great. Now you see how fast you walk may predict how long you will live. Now, this is such an amazing research. Now, this is not a research which is carried out on some 1,000 people or, 5,000 people. This is a research that has been carried out on millions of people. And after a long time, they've finally started, taking cognizance of the fact that how important this vital sign is. So they have actually nowadays in science, they have added this particular, this gait speed as a vital sign. In addition, like, normal vital signs, like what do? You check the temperature, you check the blood pressure, you check the, respiratory rate, you check the pulse rate, you check saturation oxygen. So these are the other 5 that you measure. Now, gait speed is considered as a 6th vital sign today to determine whether, to what age a person is going to live. Now, this is a very interesting slide. I'm going to take a little bit of a time over here. I'm going to take away a little bit of the speaker's time. All right. Now, just study this thing properly. And it probably will take me about 2 hours to finish this, but I'm not going to take that long. Okay. What it says over here is that if you are 65 years old, a man, okay, and if your gait speed is 1.6 meters per second, then the probability of you living up to 32 more years, that is 97, is very, very likely. Now, look at the other part. Suppose your gait speed is only 0.2 meters per second, which translates to 12 meters per minute. Okay, so that's like really slow. You know that that person is probably not going to live much and is going to probably die by around 72, 73. Now look at it. For girls, you've got better news. If the girl or a woman at the age of 65 walks at the same speed of 1.6, gait speed of 1.6 meters per second, she is more likely to live till 107. This is 10 years more if a woman keeps up the same speed. So this is a very, very interesting graph. For example, somebody who's 75 years old, and let's say that their gait speed is 1.6 meters per second. Now, if you see over here, can somebody see my cursor? Everybody can see my cursor? Okay, so this is the point. Now, if you correlate it over here, it's around 17 years. So 75 plus 17 makes it 92, is likely to live up to 92. On the same scale, if you take it for women, okay, and you take it over here, it's around 23. So that means 75 plus 23 is like 98. And as you grow older, like say at 95, so when you see somebody who's 95 years old, the only vital sign that I really, want to check is I want to see how the person is moving. And from that, you can determine. So if I see a 95-year-old person with a gait speed of, 1.6 meters per second, okay, I know that that person is definitely going to cross 100. So, friends, please take this advice very seriously. So next time, when you are moving from your hall to your kitchen, when you are moving from your hall to the bedroom, think about this gait speed. Am I doing, now, trust me, 1.6 meters per second is not very fast. It's reasonable, but it's not it's not a leisurely walk for sure. And the way you are walking. So if you can keep that in mind and keep on, be mentally alert. Okay, this is as important as measuring my temperature. This is as important as measuring my pulse. This is as important as measuring my blood pressure. This is as important as measuring my saturation oxygen. Then you create a habit out of it that when you are moving, you move, and you move fast in the house. The faster you move in the house, even if you have to go, even if you have to travel just 5 meters or 10 meters, ensure that you're giving gait speed its due importance. Because when you do that, okay, it basically is telling you that, what is your probability of living to, a particular age. Definitely ensure that you do not bring your gait speed down below 1.6, because that means, it's like you're resting. And my standard phrase is that if you rest, you rust, and if you rust, you die. So I hope you have got, what I've got to say. and I'll stop sharing my screen and not take too much time from the speaker. Now, today you're going to hear from Veda, okay, who was an extremely busy person. She had all the reasons why not to look after her health, but as her health deteriorated, she realized that health is more important than anything else in life. And once she made that decision, okay, she could do it through her hectic schedule, she could do it through her hectic lifestyle, she could just change, make a huge transformation to her health journey. And if you look at her before and after, pictures, you won't even believe that, such a transformation is possible. So listen to her very carefully, because she has a pretty sound knowledge on, what carbs are to be eaten, when they are to be eaten, why they have to be eaten, and what creates energy, and what, creates a very healthy lifestyle. So over to Veda.
Thank you so much, Farooq. And I have to say that, all of this I've learned through this program. As Farooq mentioned, I was in, I've been in the IT industry for 26 years. So actually didn't know anything about this, didn't think that I would ever understand anything about this. But the beauty of this, program that we have is, if you have taken a decision to transform your health, whatever it may be, for me, it was weight loss, but that was something that led to different, benefits as well. But whatever it is, if you can just stick along, understand, you become aware. So today we will talk about carbs. Those who are on the WhatsApp community group, आपने बार बार ये सुना होगा कि रोटी और चावल साथ में मत खाओ. Rice preferably eat in the afternoon. In the night, don't eat rice. Today you'll probably understand a little more when we discuss about carbs and fiber. In fact, even I didn't know कि why do I need to eat extra fiber. हमें ऐसे लगता है कि we are eating fruits and vegetables, so we have enough fiber. We have very less knowledge about why fibers are also required. Now, before I go into discussing about carbs, it is important for us to understand कि ये जो तीन macronutrients है between carbs, protein, and fat. Now, carbs are responsible for a very high and sudden spike of blood glucose when you eat. How do you read this graph? Is on the left, you have the measurement of glucose that goes into your blood. And this is after you've eaten your food, how much time it takes for the glucose to rise. If you see here, carbs actually just shoots up your blood glucose immediately within the first 2 hours. And hence you will see when you have a high carb food, your post and you take the blood, test flow 30 minutes later, you will see a very high glucose level. Okay. And if you look at protein and fats, it only spikes up a little later. Protein at a higher level, fats at a lower level, but protein dies down a little early. So this is how it works. So it takes that much time. Okay. Wanted to just give this perspective, and that's why we say your carbs portion should be lesser. Okay, what are carbs? मैं ज़्यादा टेक्निकल में नहीं जाऊंगी, but it is a macronutrient as written here. कार्बन, हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन का एक combination है. It is the primary source of energy. So yes, it is required because we need energy. लेकिन because of our lifestyle and because हमारा इंडियन फूड ही ऐसा है कि कार्ब्स का कंपोनेंट ही हमारा ज्यादा हो गया है. Now, in earlier days, it was still okay because people used to move much more. We used to do, either farming or more of industrial work, jahan pe movement was more. Now, with the whole, mechanization or digitalization, we are moving lesser, much, much, much lesser, right? And hence we need to look at our carbs portions. Now, they, of course, are a source of energy for our body and especially brain and our muscles. And they include sugars, fibers, and starches within the carbs. Now, let's see more details. Like, kaise, how does it give fuel to our body? So during digestion, the carbs break down into simple sugars obviously अगर हम simple ले रहे हैं तो वो फटाफट digest होता है and hence your spike faster. When you have complex carbs, the breaking down happens. ये जो sugars है, simple sugars, it gets absorbed into the bloodstream as blood sugar or glucose, as we know it. Okay, this is done obviously post our digestion. The intestines and the all of our organs, pancreas, etc. Do the functions. Glucose gets sent to the body cells by the hormone that is insulin. When do you have insulin issues or sugar issues is when your insulin that is generated is either not enough or it is too much, or the blood glucose are not getting into your cells. Cells use this glucose for energy, and if it isn't used, then fats, it is later stored as fat. So when you eat in the night, when this process is not happening, right, when it is not able to turn into glucose, or the glucose is not being consumed, then this into fuel, then it is stored as a fat. Okay, there are two types of carbs. One is simple carbs, जो processed रहता है, which is your white sugars, your honey, all your sugary stuff is simple carbs. And complex carbs are again broken down into starch and fiber. So fiber is actually a component of carbs, right? But unfortunately, because we are refining stuff, we eat more of refined, say, rice. We don't have the husk and all of that. So the fiber content is gone, and it is much more easily digestible. Okay. Now, why do we say ki try and replace your simple carbs, for example, your rice with, say, millets, which are complex carbs, or have, say, brown rice preferably. Okay. That's because complex carbs help in weight management. How? Because it takes longer time for our body and it actually expels energy. Okay, calories, it's called your thermic effect of food. Through that, you're able to control your weight. It increases, or it has a better, metabolic health. It maintains your blood sugar, your spike is not as much, and of course helps in your heart health. Unfortunately, हमारे plates में क्या होता है? Ideally, आपका जो lunch plate है, only 1/4, okay, should be from whole grains, okay? It is not, refined grains. हमारे इधर क्या होता है, आधा एटलीस्ट प्लेट हमारा राइस या चपाती का रहता है. एंड इन मेनी केसेस we are used to eating. I have been from a family where our lunch plate used to be rice, roti, dal, sabzi, a chutney, probably nimbu, pickle, something like that, right? Salads, so I don't know, koshimber, yes, probably raita, but then that's how it used to be. But those days were different, right? What we are doing right now, look at this. Calorie share of cereals is as high as 70% in rural areas. Now, in rural areas, अगर एक आदमी दुकान में बैठा है, उसके लिए तो बिल्कुल ही, this is also going to harm him, right? Him or her. But if they are going to be working, ठीक है, probably it is still going to be okay because farming में बहुत energy जाता है, etc. But they also need enough micronutrients. Okay, so what is the difference between complex and simple carbs? Complex takes time to digest. This digests very quickly, so it is going to rapidly increase your blood sugar. Whereas because complex takes time, your sugar spike is lesser. Here, complex carbs make you feel fuller. Aapka satiety is going to be higher. So if you eat, say, oats, for example, it's going to be much better. It is less processed. It has more dietary fiber, which is required for your digestion, for your sugar control. You'll see how fiber is good for your sugar control. Whereas in processed or in simple carbs, you will see it doesn't have much of dietary fiber. It lowers your performance through the day. You're not going to be feeling very energetic. Okay, you may think कि खाना खाया है, but you will see कि थोड़े टाइम के बाद your body demands food. And actually, when you eat simple carbs, your body demands food faster and it looks for fast food. Okay, so when you start replacing your rice with, say, millets or anything complex, okay, you will see that ये जो snacking का feeling है, that will also come down. It lowers your antioxidants and vitamins. You have things like, if you eat cake, sugar, any breads, for example, breads are again simple carbs, right? Because it is processed. Even, the reason why we say bread raat ko mat khao, because it is again processed. Your body is not going to do anything. It will just get stored as fats, right? Carrots, whole grain bread, bananas, oats, brown rice, these are example of complex carbs. Now, when we are saying whole grain bread, please aap label ko dekho. Don't look at the big font which is there in front. Okay. Look at your labels and see whether your bread is actually from whole grain and many times you will see ragi, a whole grain bread with ragi. Ragi shayad sirf 5% hi rahega. Part 5 may also be a lot. So look at it. Now we're going to look at something called glycemic index and glycemic load, because it is very, very important for us to understand. Pura samajh mein nahi aaya. Even if you understand the concept, you will find a difference when you're eating your carbs. Your brain will get a trigger. Now, watermelon, glycemic index is very, very high. It is at 80. But its glycemic load is 5, and hence even diabetics can actually have watermelon. Similar with carrot. But if a diabetic person is going to have a whole watermelon, it's absolutely not good. Okay, one serving, one piece of watermelon is fine because its load is low. Let's look at the definition. Then you'll understand this better. Glycemic index, I'm going to read it because you will then understand it better. It's a measure of how quickly jo carbs hai, when we eat it, how quickly the carbs in the food raise the blood sugar levels compared to a reference. Obviously, each of this is referred to the other food. It is usually referred in reference to glucose or white bread because that's the highest glycemic because it's completely processed. If you remember, there are some blood tests where you're literally fed glucose. Why? Because that can spike your, you want to see what's your blood glucose tolerance. That is taken as a standard, and compared to that on a scale of 0 to 100, say for example, you have potatoes. Okay. Compared to that, potato jab khayenge, how soon is my carb going to how soon is the potato going to increase my blood sugar levels? That's your glycemic index. Glycemic load, though, is a better measure when you're looking, and you need to look at both of these together. Only glycemic index will not help you take a correct judgment. Glycemic load measure is a measure that considers both the quantity and quality. For example, again coming back to watermelon, here probably the quality of watermelon, the glycemic index is not that great. But when you take in smaller quantities, the load is not that much. And hence you can eat a watermelon. Okay, that means even diabetics, all of us, watermelon is very good fruit. Carrots are very good. Okay, again, the quantity and quality of carbohydrates in a specific food or meal, it provides a more accurate assessment of the impact of carbs on blood sugar levels compared to just GI alone. GI, now look at the ranges that are acceptable. Low is between 0 to 55, medium is 56 to 69. Anything above 70 is high GI index, glycemic index. GL, low is 1 to 10, 11 to 19, anything above 20. We'll see some examples. Okay, before that, just to give so that this gets imprinted in your head. Low GI is when you have a fountain which doesn't have too much of pressure. Your fountain, or if you have a pipe burst, you see how the water just bursts. That's how your sugar just increases. So it will just remain in your head. What is GI about? Glycemic index. Okay. Now look at this. White rice, your glycemic index is 73, and glycemic load is also very high. Brown rice, slightly better, again, please note here, many people come and say, okay, can I eat brown rice? You can, but please look at the difference. There's not too much of a difference. Many of, in fact, all my South Indian relatives, all of us, we are so used to eating loads and loads of rice. Unfortunately, and most of us have sugar issues. I know Andhra, Karnataka, Bengalis, we are all used to eating rice. But please be aware. Please be aware that what you're eating is going to be increasing your blood sugar levels. Hence, we say raat ko stop eating rice. Okay, white bread. Look at whole wheat bread and white bread. It is less whatever. It is lesser for whole wheat bread, but again, not too much of a difference. Look at the glycemic load of watermelon. You see, banana again, the glycemic index is much better than watermelon, but its load is higher. So comparatively, watermelon sits better than banana. But again, banana is also okay, taken in very small quantities, but not for those who are looking for weight loss. Okay, look at carrot. Your glycemic index is 47 and load is 3. And hence, carrot and watermelon are very good for people with sugar problems, again, in limited quantities. Please don't take it that, okay, bhai, bahut acha hai, chalo khate 1 kilo. No. So hence, looking at this, I hope you can, if you want, we'll just share this snapshot in the community so that you get some idea. Otherwise, you'll get glycemic index very easily on Google. Glycemic load, I find it very difficult to get. But you see here, lentils, that's why we say increase your dal or chickpeas and all of that, because that take more time to digest. Or now one alternate that you have, look at this. Even if you looked at brown rice, it is still 68. We have a BFAT rice, which is a low GI white rice, where your glycemic index is as low as 52. Go and search for millets. This glycemic load index is lower than even millets. So ask the person I'm eating BFAT rice since the last, I think, 8 months since it has been available, 8 to 12 months, I don't remember. But ask the person who has invited you, how can you get hold of this? Because they'll be able to help you get the right rice if you are a rice eater. Even then, please don't eat it in the night. Okay. Now the rest of the slides, I'll move a little faster, but I wanted you all to understand the important concept of glycemic index and load. Carbs. Okay, now we have been hearing about body clock, correct? Eat during daylight. How does carbs help in your body clock? Just as everything else, carbs when you get up in the morning, your whole body is nutrient deficient. Now it increases your work efficiency, it reduces your drowsiness, stress hormones, all of this. But again, when I say carbs, please look at complex carbs and in proportion to the rest of your meal. Like I see people eating poha and upma together. Let's just have one single carb, okay? Even upma is not giving you anything else. That's also a carb itself, right? Improves insulin sensitivity and a feeling of fullness and better mental performance, okay? Let's come to fiber, which is much lesser known and understood. We need this much of fiber. Even for a sedentary lifestyle, we need at least 30 grams of dietary fiber every day. I don't think with the portion of, fruits or raw vegetables or salads that we eat, we are not eating enough. Okay, women also, I'm going with sedentary because I don't think any one of us are, heavy movement workers or whatever sports people, except for, of course, Farooq on this platform. So we need at least 25 and 30 grams. Okay, hence we say that, okay, let's supplement. Okay, because we don't eat. Now, there are two types of fibers, soluble and insoluble. It is simple. एक पानी में घुलता है, एक पानी में नहीं घुलता है. But there are different functions. Okay. When we look at fiber, we only know, I think most of us know कि ठीक है, digestion में काम आता है. It will help us not have constipation. Yes, that's a big thing. But it also helps in promoting satiety. Satiety मतलब feeling of fullness. Hence we say सुबह जब आप breakfast खाते हो, जब आप protein लेते हो, all plant protein, have 2 scoops of fiber as well, so that it increases your fullness. ठीक है? Lowers cholesterol. Okay, and also improves blood sugar. I didn't know that. Now, how does it improve blood sugar? जब आप खाते हो, if you see this, okay, where is this? The motility thing. I think it is in, okay, here. Improves your blood sugar found in apples, etc. Helps food move through the gut at just the right pace. It doesn't, so that your food does not just slip through and your blood sugar doesn't spike. It increases the bulk in your food, okay, and hence your food moves slowly. Your blood spikes are reduced when you eat fiber. So it is not just for digestion. It has so much more, towards your body function. So please incorporate fiber. Of course, your fruits, your raw, salads, your oatmeal is good, nuts. But be aware that nuts also have fats. So जब आप खाते हो, your quantity should also be in proportion, and hence we need the supplementation to balance it. Now, why do we say Nutrilite fiber? ये जो right में आपको डब्बा दिख रहा है. Okay, now this 30 minutes before breakfast and dinner is for those who are undergoing gut reset. Okay, because then it helps you with your gut function, gut cleansing and all. But otherwise, go ahead and take it along with your protein. Okay, now why Nutrilite fiber is because it has 3 different fibers which are actually from, of course, different roots, okay, from plants and roots that are processed in such a way that it actually has both insoluble and soluble fibers embedded in it. Okay, now what do these do? All of the 3 actually help with your glucose and lipid regulation. You may not be able to read everything, so let me just summarize. You'll see all the 3 help with both your cholesterol as well as glucose. Your resistant maltodextrin, it helps in fullness. Okay, so that is there here, and it also promotes growth of good bacteria. Inulin, it gives you the prebiotic effect, which is it feeds your good bacteria. It is food for your beneficial bacteria, and it also assists in nutrient absorption. आपके जो intestines है, the layers of your intestines actually absorb your nutrients, micronutrients. So this fiber, which is inulin, it helps in that. Partially hydrolyzed guar gum, it also suppresses your harmful bacteria. Okay? And by so I hope today those who are taking fiber now have understood why we are saying take fiber and additional fiber. ये सब खाने में उतना नहीं मिलेगा because you can't eat so much of everything, right? And those who are not taking fiber, I would say please take, because even if you don't have constipation, it's not just for that. It is not just for your bowel movement. It is performing a huge other function also. Again, this is a summarization of that. Now, role of fiber and body clock. Okay, it helps in satiety, and hence it, because it is helping in your sugar modulation also in your subsequent meal. So hence we say take it in the morning. Okay, so when you have a breakfast-rich fiber, it has a positive impact. You will not feel, most of us, you will see, will not feel, the need for snacking at around 11:30. Each of us, I think, those are following the timelines. जल्दी से जल्दी भूख लगती है 12:30 को, which is a perfect time. 12:30 is a perfect time to have your lunch. Sensation of satiety helps to control blood glucose level, which we have talked about. So in the morning itself, you can have that, and it delays gastric emptying because it slows down the food movement. So आराम से जाता है food. That's how it helps. Now many times people ask, चलो आलू paratha is good, but unfortunately aloo also has starch and carbs, and the atta or water that also has carbs. So when you mix 2 carbs, it's only going to increase your calories. So instead of aloo paratha, can you probably have a dal mix karke, cooked dal, yeah, or a veg paratha, mixed vegetables. I usually do methi ya palak thepla instead of paratha. Even if you have to eat, when I say thepla, matlab wo aate mein mix karke rather than stuff karke. Okay, so you'll have lesser stuff there. Paneer is good because it has protein as well. Otherwise, this also is high calorie. So if you're going for weight loss, you'll have to limit your paneer quantity. Okay, instead of breakfast cereals, jo Kellogg's ki cereals, do a dalia. Okay, dalia porridge or oats are also good. Idli sambar is good. Okay, because fermented food, sambar has your protein. Whole wheat bread is better than a white bread. Again, please रात को मत खाओ. Vada pav is a definite no-no because आप तो पाव भी खा रहे हो and वड़ा भी खा रहे हो. वड़ा में कुछ नहीं है, आलू है with besan, and when it is fried, all the nutrients are wiped out. Pav is again processed. Okay, so these are again examples instead of if you have a craving, say for example, this is a nice thing. If you have a craving for soft drink or something sweet to have, why not have a lime water instead, right? Fruit juice, not a problem, but your fiber is not there, so rather have a whole fruit, preferably in the morning. Food pairing, when you're eating carbs, okay, when you're eating high GI foods like rice, it is very, very important to have enough protein and fiber. Hence, we say, please increase your quantity of salads, please increase your quantity of dals or, sprouts, okay? Using whole grains, we just saw all of this. Tips to increase your fiber intake, choose whole grains over refined grains, eat more fruits and vegetables, snack on nuts. Now, when you're eating fruits, I see some people subah fruits khate hai, to sirf fruits hi khate hai. We are not saying कि आप सिर्फ fruits or vegetables खाओ because you need everything. A balanced diet doesn't mean that you sit only on fruits and vegetables. Please understand, as part of this program, we are very much clear that morning nutrition is top. You get your morning nutrition right and then start focusing one by one on other things. In your morning nutrition, you have your fruit, you have your all plant protein and Nutrilite fiber. Again, you have a proper breakfast, okay? And if you are okay with eggs, please have boiled eggs, but do have some, sprouts or something along with it. So it needs to be balanced. Snacks, all of this. I'm sure you have read all of this. So why I'm going a little quickly today is because I want to show you why we are so adamant. Adamant. I'll use the word adamant and not consistent, persistent, because many people ask me again, Kier, I have supplements, okay, but doctor ने बोला कि protein अच्छा नहीं है. The thing is, we need to be aware why people are saying कि protein अच्छा नहीं, because there are many, what do you say, synthetic proteins that are available in the market. Doctors जब supplements देते हैं, तो they say don't take it continuously. Okay, start with Shine is there. I don't need to share anymore. I won't go through this because I do want to show you all the demos. Raj, I hope I can still show. Yeah. So folks, the reason I'm showing you the demos is because it is important you understand ki why we are saying Nutrilite. Okay. Aaj carbs, we don't give any supplements. Fiber, I don't have it right now, but you will see that. Now, in the last session, I think Deepika talked about omega-3 and omega-6, right? Omega-6, we have enough in our body. Omega-3, we don't have, and hence supplementation is required. Unfortunately, I think you all can see, though I can see it a little bit. I'm going to first, yeah, I'm going to first talk about omega-3. Now I'm going to take why hum Nutrilite omega-3 bol rahe. This is going to be Nutrilite omega-3. Okay, I'm just opening the bottle, and this is one salmon here. Okay, I'll just keep this aside. And this is a market well-known, brand, which is prescribed by multiple doctors on omega-3. This is omega-3. Okay, you can see the brand here. I'm just going to take one from here. See why doctors say that, okay, supplements continuously nahi lena chahiye, because they prescribe pharmaceutical brands, and pharmaceutical brands are not natural. They have chemicals, and chemicals we know, even when you take medicines, they all have side effects. So chemical supplements also have side effects. I'm just going to pierce and get, so okay, what do I have here? Thermocol. Thermocol, we all know कि degradable नहीं है. अब in fact, I had these for 4 years, by the way, in my cupboard, and they're still there as is. So even if 100 years ke liye, bahar rakhe, so it will not degrade. It is as is, right? Look at this. Now I'm going to pierce each of these. The green one is your, I hope no one is from Dr. Reddy's, but I'm going to just pierce and put it here on the thermocol. I'm going to leave it here just for reference and keep it here. Okay. I'm using a different pin for our salmon omega. Look at the difference. This salmon omega that we have, yes, it is from fish, but we don't kill fish. It is extracted, okay? And the fish are from, actually, this is taken from the Norwegian, Norway wale jo waters hai, Iceland, Norway. Those are the purest form of water bodies that are left on earth right now. So I'm just going to pierce this. You can actually give your kids as well, as small as आप आराम से दे सकते हो. You can just pierce this. This is actually sweet. Unfortunately, as I was saying, omega-3 vegetarian food में है नहीं. Okay, chia seeds में है, but आप कितना ही chia seeds लोगे, खाओगे? I'm just cleaning my hands because नहीं तो I will be all fish all over, and I want to show you something else. While this is here, you can see I'm just going to move this aside. This one is salmon omega Neutralite. This is your chemical one from the shop. Just you'll see. I'll just move this here. In the meantime, I'm going to show you on iron. Iron is another supplement that, in fact, us women are prescribed. Correct? This is your Neutralite iron. I have again taken a brand. This is Kofol, brand from the market. This is your iron capsule. I'm just opening this. Okay, so this is one iron capsule that I have. And this is the cherry iron that we have from Neutralite. If you see here, palak, carrots, acerola cherry, it has vitamin C as well, which is absolutely required for our body to absorb the iron, well. This is your Neutralite iron, and this is your market wala brand. I'm just going to open this capsule. 1 second. थोड़े slippery हो गया. Okay, ठीक है? You can see the contents. There are small spheres. Okay, I'm just keeping this aside. You can see, Raj दिख रहा है, right?
Perfect.
Yeah. So you can see different colored spheres here. You can, I don't know if you can see there, but white, yellow, light brown, and black. This is a normal magnet, a fridge magnet, jo bacche khelte hai, not even of high power. I'm just going to roll it above these spheres. Okay. Can you see? None of the black spheres are now here. They're all sticking here. What does it show you? ये metallic ion है. Only metallic ion can get attracted to magnet. आप सोचो, I have myself probably had this during my 2 pregnancies, because it has been actually told कि इसमें iron and folic है. Most of you would say, in fact, many people come to me, Veda, iron से constipation होता है क्योंकि हम ये खाते हैं. हम आयरन खाते हैं, मेटालिक आयरन खाते हैं, इसीलिए कॉन्स्टिपेशन होता है. विथ न्यूट्रलाइट, लेट मी जस्ट रिमूव दीज spherical balls. With Neutralite, it is your original, I always say ghaspoos. Ghaspoos is plant, right? It is your, from the organic farms. I have one more I can show you with this. Can you see here? It is not getting attracted at all. There's one more magnet that I have. Absolutely nahi. If you just smell it, you ask anyone, if you just smell it, it is, what do you say, earthy smell aata hai usse, because it is, I can even eat it. Okay. Okay, let's come back. Why did I let this be? Can you see here?
Yeah.
There is a hole created in this non-degradable thermocol. Imagine जब हम ये market मतलब pharmaceutical brands जब लेते हैं, see, they don't have the resource to get it. Nutralite has invested in research and development. They have invested in the resources to actually get us the purest form of omega-3 and ensuring that the nature is not impacted. It has probably been extracted from some of the nearer waters. Imagine हमारे नाले का पानी उधर sea में जाता है, plastic जाता है. It has so much of mercury. It has even corroded thermocol. Imagine हमारे intestines को ये क्या करता रहेगा. And we eat these supplements, and hence doctors say कि supplements don't use for a longer time because it will impact your health. These supplements that we prescribe, the Nutralite ones, are organic, pure organic, and hence you can have it for your lifetime. Unless you tell me you find a way, how will you eat enough iron? Can you eat 2 kgs of palak plus cherry and something like that? I don't, acerula cherry is nothing but avla, but a much more, higher version. I don't think we can. So we just wanted to show you these demos because many of us, think कि हमारे पास already vitamins hai, let's just wait for it to finish. I used to be one like that. But जब मैंने ये देखा, I was like, I'll give it back to my pharmacist and let me start taking the right ones, because I don't think we should torture our bodies more than what we have already done. So that's it from my side, and I hope you understood, carbs, complex carbs, the difference between, or the importance of glycemic index and glycemic load. If you have few takeaways to take, from today, check with the person who has invited you how you can get BFAT rice, the low GI rice. Check how you can include fiber, and if you're not yet having it, and please have a nutritious, wholesome breakfast. That's it from my side. Back to you, Raj.
Thank you very much, Veda. Thanks for that valuable insight, and especially letting us know about GI and GL. That is very important, and especially this demo, because it helps us to make the right choices, the difference between organic and synthetic supplements. So, and Farooq, thanks a lot for putting in that special slide. How fast you walk may predict how long you live. I'll ensure that next time, whenever I'm going for a walk, I try and cover that 1.6 distance in that given time. So, thank you. I see, Farooq, can we take one question? I see Commander Vadera is raised his hand. Yes, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Raj.
Yeah.
Either I understand everything or I'm not understanding anything. That's why I raise a hand every time. No. But that's on a lighter side. I think the lovely slide which Farooq showed us about the walking thing. He had always told me ki 4/40 formula, which I have been trying to do that. So one can summarize that I'm running 74. At my age, if I can maintain about 1.2, 1.3, per minute, I think I can probably live about till 95 and 96. Am I right, Farooq?
Yeah, I'll share the slide again. Where the hell is it gone? Sorry. Just a moment. I just share this slide again.
So I want to live till 100. Tell me how much I should walk. I'll start walking that.
Then it should be definitely 1.66.
1.66. I think you're asking for too much for my age. But I should not run. Right? So it has to be brisk walk only, not run, walk. Correct?
Correct. I'll just share this again.
I don't think this thing is known to very many people. It's a new research which
Yes, it's definitely a new research.
Yeah.
And they are treating this. This is called the 6 vital sign. Okay.
Yeah.
And if give me a second. Yeah. Okay, I've got it.
Yeah, okay.
Now, if you see here, the minute you said that you want to walk at like 1.1 or 1.2, so if you take 1.1, okay, and I take this yellow line, this, coming down,
Yeah.
and bring it to 74, so that's this just past 75 over
So
here.
I get 10 years to live more.
So then you get 10 years to live more. So that's
So
like you're 74, not 10, about 12.
So 76, I'll kick the bucket. 86, I'll kick the bucket. Correct?
Yes, that is your medium. Yeah.
Okay. So to live 100, how much
See
should I
the
walk?
difference. Now see the difference.
Yeah, I know.
See the difference. If you walk only 0.2,
I know.
if you see that these bars are getting condensed as you grow, as the age increases, but still between 1.1 and 1.6, see the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, you are getting so much more if you do 1.6, 20 years. So you're talking about 95. Okay, now if the woman does the same thing, they live a lot longer.
But this is not fair, Naya.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is no gender equality over here.
We do more work, sir. That is why.
I know. No, you are all multitaskers. Hats off to the women. They are the one who are running show anywhere and everywhere.
And if you see how the bars are getting condensed at 95.
Yeah.
Okay. So the difference, the minute I see somebody at 95, having a gate speed of 1.6 meters per second,
he'll overlive 120 years.
It is he's guaranteed to cross 100, more or less.
So this commander,
barring exceptions of some other infection or something, a very high probability that person is going to live, to 100 and pass 100 for sure.
So this Commander Shriramlu, our veteran from Vizag, 101 year running,
Yes.
I think he must be doing the same thing.
Correct. He's definitely walking. His gate speed is definitely more than 1.6 meters per second.
Excellent.
Right.
Oh, this is a total new discovery, Farooq.
Yes. No. And if you do a little bit of more research, this is one research that has been done not through 1,000 people, 10,000, lakh. It is done through millions. And they have gone through, I mean, this is a very small diagram that I showed, but everything right from cardiovascular effect on the body to motor skills to, fracture falls, everything is related to this. So they have added this as the sixth. That's why this is called the sixth vital sign of the body.
So when you are doing brisk walk, you should not be panting. I'm saying you should your heart rate should go up. That's all. But you should not be kind of a
typical calculation is 220 minus your age, 80% of that. That is what you should be aiming at.
Oh. Okay. Understood.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Very, very interesting input. I think I must promulgate it to all veterans.
Yes.
And see my seriousness. Tomorrow morning, I'm leaving home for Japan at 6 o'clock. I'm still attending it.
Yes. That's your commitment. And that is why you have managed to finally get rid of all the medication from your now you're totally medicine free.
Thanks to Dr. Farooq. Thank you.
Farooq, just one question. You mentioned 220 minus age. What was that about?
If you want to ensure that your gate speed remains at 1.6, when you're at 65, the way to measure is 220 minus your age. 80% of that should be the barest minimum push that you must give your body at least 20 minutes a day, 5 times in a week. Then you will be able to either improve your aerobic fitness or at least maintain it. Otherwise, it just takes less than 3 days for your aerobic fitness to go down, even at the highest sporting level. Why do you think in sports like swimming, athletics, why do you think they are so focused on training on a regular basis? Because it is not about, that if you miss one day, they are afraid that if they miss one day, they can easily miss 2 days. And when they miss 3 days, it has an impact. So 220 minus your age, 80% of that is the barest minimum one must aim for to improve aerobic fitness. Otherwise, your aerobic fitness is going down. Your aerobic fitness will never remain same. It is either going down or it's going up. And the good news is that at any age, you can improve your aerobic fitness. It takes less than 21 days to improve the aerobic fitness. And it's amazing that when you feel that when people come out from hospitals and people are sick and they can't move around, and when I encourage them to do it, they're actually surprised that how that it really makes them feel so much better. Okay, but if the person is sort of going downhill, okay, then you know that the person is in serious trouble. If they cannot break that vicious circle. So very, very important, especially for old people, that they need to, ensure that they are walk is extremely important. All right, Raj, over to you. I think you can close the meeting. We have gone
Thank
well.
you. Thank you very much, Farooq, for that valuable insight and bringing in this special piece of information for all of us. And I'm sure in every session we get to hear something new, something latest, and something researched uh, thing that we get to know. So do log in next Monday, because next Monday our guest is going to cover on a very, very special topic: micronutrients and roles of colors in our food. So do log in next Monday and do bring in your family and friends, because yeah, this is the place where you get to learn the right stuff and hence you make the right choices. So with this mission of Har Ghar Tandurust, Har Ghar Medicine Free, I'm Raj signing off, and thank you, Veda. Thank you, Farooq. Thank you.